It was a wild week on the street. What's next? What's up,
Yeehaw!
everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, February the 1st. Here we are. Tomorrow, Groundhog Day. Anyways, here we are, and it was a crazy week on the street, which we'll talk about more in our market report. But the metals were crazy, the equities were crazy, and all of our politicians and the Fed is crazy as well. So there you have it. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, which is where most of our government employees and the people belong. In the meantime, straight from Central Casting, President Trump confirms Kevin Warsh as his chair, is his nominee for the chair. You know, as we talk about the Fed often, because it's a cartel. It is a lousy organization that isn't needed, that has systematically destroyed the American dollar, the American free market system since 1913. The question is, was Woodrow Wilson in on it, or did he get suckered by it? But this is a system that is only in place to benefit the banks and not benefit you and me. And of course, we talk about rate cuts, and now that the president's got his whipping boy going in there, it looks like. Will we see more rate cuts? Well, again, it still takes a vote, but at the end of the day, rate cuts have not been the answer. Inflation is still high. We are still seeing dramatic problems. The producer price index jumps once again, telling you that inflation is on the rise once again, and that is strictly due to the rate cuts that are out there. We have a 10-year note that was originally, when the first rate cut was given, was 3.99. That is now 4.5. So that tells you we are looking at a potential housing bubble and crisis again. We are looking at a potential bubble and crisis in the markets once again. And a lot of this due to the actions of the Federal Reserve. Of course, Jerome Powell, who we had our Fed report this week, or Fed meeting, FOMC, says that the Fed is in a good place. I guess that's a subject of a matter of an opinion. Again, I think that Ron Paul was right to end the Fed, and again, at least we should audit it. But of course, that's not going to happen. The metals melted down. Is there something wrong? And of course, everybody's known about the continued gathering and creating and taking up the gold and physical silver positions for the central banks and governments around the globe. To issuing that there are some things to be concerned about with fiat currency, which again is one of the Fed's creations, and it is a bad system. When you have a dollar or a whatever currency you're trading in that has no backing of nothing. But as we look, and of course, justice is coming as borders are homing, is about reckoning for anti-ice grudges. And what really doesn't make sense to me is, why do people want to stop law and order? Why are we trying to allow criminals to continue? This is what gets me. Okay. I don't care what party you belong to. You should want law and order. You should want safety. But we're going to talk about that more in our commentary. But Tom Homan, go get him. Okay. Tom Homan, go do your thing, because what's going on with Minneapolis and other places with these anti-ICE movements and stuff that Barack Obama was actually the head of, that started it back and was involved with Holman back when he was president. So again, I think that there's problems here. The Senate passed the deal for partial government shutdown. I'm so sick and tired of the government shutdown. Maybe if they didn't spend so much of our money, okay, and piss away so much of our money on garbage, including putting it in their own pockets, we wouldn't have this worry about shutdowns. Maybe if they ran a normal budget and had to live like we do, okay, where we can only spend or borrow, and maybe we wouldn't have the issues that we have. Maybe we would have the ability for small business to continue to succeed. Maybe we wouldn't have so many people not working right now. and that's only getting worse. There are more layoffs coming, and those jobs are never coming back. So this is another issue, and of course the California housing market unaffordable for 95% of the people. Again, another great state destroyed. And again, I don't want to say by a Democrat, but by a Democrat. Okay. And again, this is not a political show. I do have my opinions, but the highest tax state in the land, unaffordable, highest amount of income disparity, highest amount of homeless. You tell me. Okay. We get involved in this next level spying. Now, China spies on the United States, and you don't think the United States spies on China. China is not our friend. Okay. We don't have friends. We may have some allies. Okay. But everybody is doing their best to spy on everybody else. This is not anything new. This has been going on in history. Okay. It's just now technology is so much greater. It is, listen, look at the amount, forget about the big picture of government hacks and government spying. Start with your own. How many credit cards have you had hacked? How many times has somebody come to you and tried to steal money? I mean, the more technology advances, the more at risk everybody is to have things stolen from them. It is just a fact. Okay. Uh, and as we look, the Obamacare enrollment is continues to drop because people can't afford it. So the shitty Obamacare system, we should have never left private insurance. Okay. And I know the reasons why and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, ask yourself this question. If government employees, if the Senate and the Congress don't use Obamacare and they use private insurance, how good can it be? Think about that. That is something more to think about than anything else. But again, it's a week of more bullshit. I mean, Ilhan Omar, what a piece of shit she is, and set up that phony sprayer in the face at a chair a town hall. I mean, that was all staged. It was all bullshit. Okay, so again, and that was set up by, of course, your President Obama, who allowed all the Somalians to take over Minnesota. But again, you're talking about somebody who hates America, who hates the way we live and hates the system, yet they continue to vote her in. I don't know. It makes a person wonder. Anyways, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, February the 1st. We're going to step out here for a break and we'll be back with our market report right after the break. Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, what's up, everybody? As you know, we have sponsors for the show and their brokerage partners, and just a quick rundown on who they are. And they're all listed on our report here. But check out Trader Brokerage, $10 a month, flat, saves me over $100,000 a year in commission. Listen, it does all of our automation that we do, and of course we offer it. We've got many great programs that are strictly automated, all doing well. In the meantime, again, $10 a month, Trader Brokerage, our futures and commodities partner, which is Capital Trading Group, CTG. We have partnerships with them, and they do a great job, great customer service. We've got some brand new things coming out with them as well. But again, I care about service. I care about when I need somebody, and those are the two best I've ever had in my 47 years in the business. And of course, our new partnership with the Joy of Mom, a great app and website for moms to communicate with each other. Others, a lot of charities that we support, including Down syndrome and other things. But again, check it out. And of course, our high school program, which we're trying to help educate people and educate our youth, so maybe we won't have these problems going in the future. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, and of course, our market report. Welcome back. Bubba's Bottom Line, Sunday, February the 2nd. February the 1st, Super Bowl next week. In the meantime, markets had a roller coaster ride this week. And all in all, the equities ended up, down a little bit, but nothing to be concerned about, nothing nerve-wracking, nothing like saying, oh my God, the markets broke down, they're going to collapse. And they very well may collapse, but from a straight technical standpoint, no damage done. Just a straight markets reached resistance. They peaked on Wednesday and were lower Thursday, Friday. So up Monday, Tuesday, flat Wednesday, lower Thursday, Friday. End of the day, back about where they started, just a little bit lower. So I think the bigger story is, and of course we talked about this here. We warned about this exact scenario happening, and that's in the metals market, the gold and silver market. Got crushed Thursday, Friday. And again, this was, I mentioned to you, I said, hey, when you can't sell it and there's no dealers willing to buy the physical metals, there's going to be a problem. And sure enough, the selling started Thursday, pounded through Friday. Gold and silver are probably a buy right now as a trade, but you saw them down. Gold dropped almost 20% from its recent high. Okay. Uh, Silver dropped 30%. Okay. And again, this is purely because of all the buying frenzy. When the frenzy is over and you look around and you're looking to find a buyer to buy it from you, there are no buyers because all the buyers chased it up. So it was very predictable. You knew it was coming because when dealers were offering you under spot, dramatically under spot, not just a couple of bucks. I mean, $15, $20 under spot, you knew that they were overloaded. So a very realistic sell-off, nothing of any really surprise. Maybe the size of the sell-off. Obviously, we get scared by the numbers, but on Friday, the silver was down 31%, and on Friday, gold was down 12%. So hey, again, don't say we didn't warn you. All right, the dollar is pushed up and is rallied off that 96 level. Uh, the euro currency, which we're still short, is coming down a little bit here, and we're also short the Australian, just again in case you want to get involved. Bonds and notes continue to stay, a little bit lower, telling you that interest rates are going higher. Again, look, at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. You can believe in the Fed, you can believe in the bullshit, but the interest rate market will tell you. Okay, and the interest rate market is going up, saying that rates are going higher. Not the Fed rates, not the Fed funds rates, which is not for you, but your loan rates are going higher. Bitcoin broke down a little bit this week. It actually broke through the support level. I don't know. It's testing a recent low, down. It got as low as 81,000. Interesting. I think from a standpoint, it's probably a buy for a trade, but certainly we're in position to go lower here. So if I were going to buy it now, it would be just for a quick trade and look because it has a real outstanding chance, unfortunately, to break down. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out here. Um, as I said, the metals got clobbered. Platinum was down 18% on Friday as well, but they just got hammered. But again, the emotional buying that pushed them higher is the same as the emotional selling that pushed them lower. Now we'll see what's going to happen from here. Copper broke back below that $6 level, so you know that $6 is obviously the key level to watch. Above six, you want to be long. Below six, you want to be short. Grains were a little bit softer on Friday, but overall they look pretty good and pretty solid, and we're long grains and looking to continue to buy. The meats continue to be stable in a range. Not much to do in there right now. Nat gas popped again and is back over $4 level. I think you want to be a seller of natural gas, and that would be basis March at 450. And crude oil at 66. It did pop through our first target. And again, we're looking to short it. But it is still telling you that it is weak. And the only reason that we're higher right now is because of the issues in Iran and some of the war issues that are going on, the potential. So at the end of the day, I'd look to be a seller of crude. I'd look to be a seller of natural gas and others. Equities, we're still watching and waiting. So at the end of the day, still thin, it's still tough, it's still time to be careful and not get too aggressive yet. And of course, if you listen every day, we have a trade of the day on our Pulse to the Pit, so check it out. In the meantime, let's step out here for our final break and come back with our commentary right here on Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, again, just a quick reminder, our sponsors, Trader Brokerage, Capital Trading Group, The Joy of Mom, and our high school program. And right now, let's get right back and get my commentary on Bubba's Bottom Line here for February the 1st. Welcome back. This is Bubba's Bottom Line, Todd Bubba Horowitz. And of course, every week we talk about something or another, something that's on my mind. And It's on my mind now. I live in Las Vegas, if you're not aware. And, I often talk about how the town was so much better when it was run by the gangsters because you had true law and order in this city. Okay, you could walk the streets at night knowing that it was taken care of. The casinos took care of you. The restaurants took care of you. You could live here for a reasonable amount and not get gouged. And now, of course, the corporate bean counters are in charge and you're getting gouged. But the law and order is the part that I care about. And this is where I go back to Minneapolis and other places around this country, this great country. Why do these people, and they are mostly the left, not care about law and order? Why do we have some billionaires funding a lot of this protesting, looking to start fights, looking to start trouble? Okay. When I think all of us would prefer to be able to live in a safe environment and not have to worry about being mugged, being bombed, being stolen from, being murdered. I mean, I know that I would like to have the ability to, when we were kids, we didn't lock the doors. Okay. We didn't have to worry about things. I mean, when we were young kids, we could go run around and go to the park, do everything by ourselves and not have to worry. I wonder why we have such a big separation now and why it's mostly on the left that is fighting the actual law and order. Is it their votes that important to them that they want to keep the criminals in this country? I don't know. You got to tell me. I just don't think it's right. And certainly I would much rather have law and order and know that it was safe for everybody versus what we have right now. And this is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, February the 1st. In the meantime, Super Bowl is next week. But I do like Seattle. I already played them, and I'm going to continue to play them this week. We'll have some props and stuff for you next week. In the meantime, have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. In the meantime, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you later.